Welcome to Keep On Casting. I'm Captain Bill Lake with Bayou Guide Service. Today we're fishing the Lake the Cad area out of Bayou Du Large. We're going to be hoping for a good late winter, springtime speckled trout bite. I'm fishing with my son, Chris Deadeye Lake, and my good buddy, Lawrence Brown.
The fish have really turned on big time at Lake the Cad, and we're going to show you how to catch them today. I grew up in Houma as a child and always loved fishing and fished many areas in Terrebonne Parish, but it seemed like I've always come back to Lake the Cad because of the ease of fishing it, and I'll continue fishing as long as the lake's here and surviving. I always plan on catching speckled trout when I'm fishing this lake.
Nice one.
Yeah, never get tired of this, guys.
The trout just pile up in here, from mid-October, through, as we say, Mardi Gras. Usually after Mardi Gras, it starts falling off. Mardi Gras was early this year, so it might last a little longer, but we primarily fish from the south end. The fish traditionally always show up there first. There he is.
Got another one. There we go.
Terrebonne Parish speckled trout right here, baby, Lake the Cad. So Lake the Cad's kind of a secondary, spot for them to show up later in the winter. Now that we're here and we see the conditions, what you think?
Yeah, well, because of the wind, where it's blowing, we're going to stick to the south bank today, and we're going to just kind of drift across the lake. The fish have been kind of hanging on the flats, so we're looking for a good 3.5 to 4 foot of water is where I've been finding them, and we're hoping to gather them up there. Oh, fish on.
There you go.
There he goes. We got one.
We're going to get the first one.
Same pattern as it's been. Just a little bunker bait. Reeling slow on the bottom. There we go. That's what we're after. Speckled trout. Doesn't get any better than that.
Not even a bump on a trap. There he is.
Got him? Fish on.
There he is.
Nice one.
That's all you had to do, start talking bad about him. I said, didn't even get a bump on this bait
Didn't even get a bump.
And I mean, he nailed it.
That's usually the case, kind of like last cast.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Nice fish.
I just don't like the treble hooks.
No, be careful.
It's been a while since we've caught fish on rattle traps, but got a report that, a friend of mine was doing it and decided to bring some today. And as you can see, it paid off, but gotta have some pliers. Just a little bit more extra trouble with treble hooks. But if they eat it up, it's well worth it. Nice little Cad trout. Lawrence with the warm-up. I had a good friend that was really busting him up on this chartreuse rattle trap, so that's why I decided to throw it. But, normally it's not a bait we throw a lot of in here.
No, it's been years since I've thrown a rattle trap, Bill. I typically use it a little bit more in the wintertime for the deeper patterns, but in the springtime, that's amazing that you can catch them, with the rattle trap. I've been using this tsunami swim bait that's with a lot of color. It seemed to work best for me, just working it real slow on the bottom. It's been very successful for myself.
There he is, right
Fish
there.
on. Seems to be the bait.
Right off the back of that boat.
Seems to be the bait.
Another little trout. Not a monster, but we're not here to catch monsters. Just trying to get a few for the frying pan tonight.
Chris, you got fish on? Fish on in the back of the boat?
They must be right behind that boat.
Want me to do a little loop and then try and spot lock it?
Right.
Well, Bill, what I've found fishing these flats is you've got these little small hills. It'll go from 5 feet to 3.5 feet. And I find the fish have been kind of gathered up around those little small spots. So if you can find them and get a concentration of some fish, it wouldn't be a bad idea to fish them if you can find them on your graph.
Might be a little difficult today with the wind.
Yeah, the wind.
We're moving so fast.
The wind definitely hampers that, but it definitely makes a difference when you can find those fish in a holding pattern where you can drop anchor and catch 8, 10 fish.
Yep.
There's fish. There's fish on. There we go. I tell you what, that bait is definitely working today.
It's a little red.
Oh, a little red.
Little rat red. Tell you what, he hit it hard though. They're not afraid to hit this big bait.
No.
We're gonna let him go. Look at that blue tail. The old timers said when they got the blue tail, they feeding actively. But I'd have to argue with that sometimes. We're gonna let this one go.
Fish on. Using my rattle trap.
All right, Deadeye's finally got something back there, or is it an old boot?
It might be an old boot. Oh no, he's coming to the surface.
Been mighty quiet back there.
Is
all
that a
day.
redfish? No, that's a big trout. Nice trout. Nicest trout of the day so far.
You want to net it?
Go. Yeah, we should net that.
Let's net that one.
Hold on, buddy. Hold on. Look at that, Chris. What a fish, man. You don't see too many of those this time of year.
I told you I had a big one.
Man, you did have a big one. My gosh. Look at the size of that fish. Beautiful. On my rattle trap.
Your rattle trap.
The one I was just looking for.
Thank you, Mr. Lawrence.
We'll be right back at Lake Decad in Terrebonne Parish, right after a word from our sponsors.
You know Grafton Dermatology as one of Louisiana's premier skincare and skin cancer treatment centers. Grafton Dermatology will bring your beautiful body to its healthy fullest. Grafton Dermatology provides advanced treatment for all skin conditions, repairing, healing, enhancing. Grafton Dermatology, defining healthier skin and beautiful bodies for over 15 years.
In Louisiana, we have some of the best fishing in the world. And in Toledo Bend, we have the best fishing in Louisiana. This 185,000-acre lake was voted the #1 bass lake in the nation for 2 years running. And with dozens of waterfront resorts and marinas, you can stretch out your stay as long as you like, or at least as long as your casting arm holds out. It's true, you can fish pretty much anywhere, but you'll catch fish in Louisiana. Plan your trip to Toledo Bend Lake Country today at louisianatravel.com.
Bill, I know you don't have any of these. These are special delivery from Texas, but this is all they use in the Flats in Texas area that Brown Lure Company makes. This new broken back that he came out with last year, Mirror is trying to buy it from him, but I don't think he's willing to sell it as of yet. But this has been a phenomenal bait, and I use it a lot in the summertime out by the rocks, and I've really been not able to try it this year, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and put that on and give it a shot. All you can do is look for a little bait action on top of the water because you're not getting the birds to help you this time of year.
And there's no shrimp.
Exactly.
No shrimp at all, so finfish is their main diet, and mullets and shad on the menu.
In the fall, when these fish start coming in here, it's a feast. Fish on.
There you go, fish on.
It's a feast with the shrimp in here. You can see shrimp jumping everywhere and fish are all over it. So I think that attributes to a lot of the reason those fish come in here every winter. And another little
14 incher.
A little fat one. That's the kind we like.
14 inches.
Those are the best in the grease. Yes, sir. I don't think it matters on the color of the rattle trap. They just like that noise. It's working out real good. There he is again. I think they like the blue.
Get him, Lawrence.
There we go.
Them mullets, right in them mullets out there.
Yep. Not the same size. I've noticed something here in the last few minutes. Every time we get in a school of mullets, we seem to catch a few fish. So with the mullet surfacing on top of the water, that's a prime bait for these fish. So this time of year, if you want to look for a little mullet action, you normally can find some trout underneath them and catch some of these.
Larger lure, larger fish.
I don't know. Chris caught this one on the big one on the smaller one.
Well, you know what they say also, Lawrence. There's
that?
an exception to every rule. Yeah, we passed right over that little school of mullets. They were back for that crab trap.
Yep. See, that's another thing people fail to realize. There's not a whole lot of crab traps right now, but typically you'll find, oh, another fish on.
There he is, right
there
at the
by the
boat.
boat.
Oh, that's a nice one there.
Oh, yeah, it's
Look
a
at
pretty
that
one.
Ooh.
That's what we're talking about. It's a shame I don't have any more blue ones though, Bill.
Well, it don't matter. I can cut that one off your line.
Look at that.
I'm not proud.
That's a pretty fish there.
I went to Lake Fork, and you know every time you go to Lake Fork, what they tell you to fish with? A red rattle trap. I bought every shade of red before I went over there, and I had about 15 of them. The first day, I left that red rattle trap on all day and determined I'm not going to take it off till I catch a fish. We started at daylight. About 2:15, I got a hit, and it doubled over the pole. And I said, my God, if this is a bass, it was well worth it. I fought that fish, would seem like 20 minutes. I guess it was a good 10 because we were fishing in 40 foot of water, and I was running it deep. And I got him to the top, and it was an 8-pound, 10-ounce bass. Biggest bass I ever caught in my life.
Oh, fish on, nice one. Nice fish. Real nice. I hope it's not a red, doesn't feel like it.
You talk about them reds like they're trash fish or something, man. What's going on
No,
with that?
I'd rather it be oh, that's a big trout, I think. There he is. Look at that. Well, I know one thing. Rattle trap is doing the trick today, guys.
Yeah, that's a good one. Blue and chrome.
Blue and chrome. Come on out and get you some. It's not gonna last forever. They're fixing to go in that moving pattern before long. I'm not sure if you're getting more migration from the ship channel or if you're coming in through Bayou Guide further south. There you go. I saw him come up. Must be a good one. By the time you catch another one, boy, I don't believe in catching small trout though.
That's what I said. He ain't worried about the quantity. He's out for quality.
How's it going, Doobie?
Trade your pack for a pack. You don't want this?
First cast with blueback, I just had a hit.
All right. Yeah, I tell you, can't beat the people of South Louisiana. This guy right here, he didn't have to come over here. And came right up to us, gave us a pack, told us good luck. You know, that's South Louisiana fishing. Nice fish here. Spotlock it. Let's spotlock it right here.
Let's do it. We're gonna go ahead and anchor down now. Seems to have a nice little pattern going.
All right, we switched from the rattle trap to a swim bait. We also dipped the tail. You can see it's kind of greenish. We dipped the tail in the chartreuse spike it dip. Gives it a little flavor. So we're gonna see if this method pays off.
Voodoo Vixen, you got one.
There he is.
Another fish.
Voodoo Vixen.
Oh, fish on.
There's another
Swimming
fish.
to the boat.
Had to break out that rattle trap
Rattle
again.
trap's doing it again. Looks like they're getting smaller. But it's a keeper.
That's a keeper.
Yep. Nothing like the sound of that rattle trap coming up.
Oh, there's one right
Got
there.
it? Good fish.
Oh, there's another good
yeah.
one. Oh, shake it, baby. Shake it, baby. Woo. That one was right at the boat. Must have been following your fish. Another nice little decayed trout. Not huge, but very good eating, good fillets, good table fare. I'm gonna open that.
All right, we're gonna go back and make another drift. We'll be right back after we have this word with our sponsor.
Skin cancer is the most common cancer in the United States. In fact, more skin cancers are diagnosed each year than all other cancers combined. Most skin cancers are caused by too much exposure to the sun. The good news is that you can do a lot to protect yourself. Catch skin cancer early so that it can be treated effectively. Finding it early is the best way to make sure it can be treated with success. Call Grafton Dermatology for a consultation. Living in the South, we all love our outdoor activities. Most skin cancers are caused by too much exposure to the sun. Also try to avoid direct sunlight between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Remember to wear protective clothing and cover your head. Using sunscreen with an SPF above 15 with reapplication every 3 to 4 hours can do wonders. You're smart, have fun, but be safe. Call Grafton Dermatology for a consultation.
We're back in the kitchen today, and we're going to show you how to make a snapper ceviche. So we've got a nice snapper fillet here. We went snapper fishing. Opening snapper season was this Friday. We went Friday and Saturday and caught some nice red snapper. When you're trimming these fillets out, you want to make sure you get all the red off of there. That red is where you got up kind of close to the skin when you were cleaning the fish, or red at their midline, and it has a fishy flavor. Also, I generally cut off the tail because it'll get kind of fibrous down there. Once you got this all cleaned up, all the red off of there, we'll kind of cut it into some little strips. Just about like that. And once again, you want to kind of feel for bones at the same time you're doing this. Make sure you don't feel any bones. Once I got it nice and cubed up, some nice little cubes. Remember, you want this to be able to fit on a cracker or a chip. And a lot of times, Becky will make this for us as soon as we get in. We'll be cleaning fish. She'll take a piece of snapper and make ceviche out of it. So we take this. You can see I've already done this. We have the snapper all cubed up. We squeeze limes onto that. It's the acidity in the lime juice that actually cooks the fish. So it'll go from this color, which is kind of a clear pink, to a whitish color as it cooks. You can see this is turning more white. So we're in the kitchen again. We've got a snapper ceviche. This is soaking in lime juice. It's been soaking probably 15-20 minutes. Becky's gonna add the ingredients.
So I chopped up cucumbers, tomatoes. I have a little bit orange bell pepper, diced jalapeno peppers with a little extra juice, and then diced banana peppers with a little extra juice. Okay, we're just gonna mix all of this together. Usually when you have ceviche in restaurants, it really don't have this many ingredients mixed in together, but I just like the banana peppers and jalapeno peppers. Just gives it a little extra flavor. And I like the orange bell pepper. It just looks pretty. The colors come together, and Bo laughs at me because I always have to have that bit of orange in there. It just makes it look really pretty.
And those are cherry tomatoes that we're using in there.
Yeah, sweet cherry tomatoes. That's it.
Done?
Done.
Cooked?
Perfect.
Let me try some.
Try it.
Great flavor. I think the cucumber really makes it.
Yeah, very good.
Nice on a hot day. That lime, really good.
So if you want the recipe to the snapper ceviche, you can go to keeponcastingtv.com.
Skin cancer is the most common cancer in the United States. In fact, more skin cancers are diagnosed each year than all other cancers combined. Most skin cancers are caused by too much exposure to the sun. The good news is that you can do a lot to protect yourself. Catch skin cancer early so that it can be treated effectively. Finding it early is the best way to make sure it can be treated with success. Call Grafton Dermatology for a consultation.
In Louisiana, we have some of the best fishing in the world. And in Toledo Bend, we have the best fishing in Louisiana. This 185,000 acre lake was voted the #1 bass lake in the nation for 2 years running. And with dozens of waterfront resorts and marinas, you can stretch out your stay as long as you like, or at least as long as your casting arm holds out. It's true, you can fish pretty much anywhere, but you'll catch fish in Louisiana. Plan your trip to Toledo Bend Lake Country today at louisianatravel.com.
Closed captioning provided by Humdinger Lures, the bass catchingest lures on the planet.
I really think today and in the last couple of weeks, the fish are not really schooled up close to one another. So in order to really maximize your potential catch, you really need to continue drifting and keeping that same pattern over and over again. And it's the only way you're going to get a limit of fish. Every so often you'll run into a nice block where you can put 10 or 15 fish in a boat real quick, but it doesn't happen very often this time of the year, unlike summertime where you can sit in one spot and never have to move. So we're going to continue doing that and get ready for the summer season when it comes. Hopefully it comes early.
And we've been having to use a variety of baits today too. I mean, we started off with rattle traps, doing really well. Switched over to some swim baits, did pretty good with that. I changed over to the Voodoo Vixen, the bunker color, and caught the last 3 or 4 on that. So, you know, really no rhyme or reason. You just got to drift the lake, try different baits, and hope you find some. Right there at the boat.
Got him?
Boy, yeah. Right there at the boat.
That's the best kind.
Yeah, he got off right here. He's going in the Yeti. Another one on the Voodoo Vixen.
There you go.
The only little modification I made to it, I dipped the tail in that spike it to give it a little smell. I didn't have the bunker color with the chartreuse tail. I don't think they make one with a chartreuse tail, but maybe they will now. But look, this little, I don't know if you ever fished with these, Lawrence. They're relatively new, and you know, we did the test on it when it was a prototype, and it worked out really well. We caught a lot of trout. Captain Alden and I caught over 100 trout on this Vixen before it even hit the market. And it's so tough and durable, you couldn't even tell a fish ate it. There was no marks on it. I mean, it's tough. I brought this little bait on my duck leash and just slaughtered the bass. Went one afternoon, wow. Caught 25, 30 bass on this little bait. They hit it like it was candy. I'm really impressed with it. I think it's got a good future, which is just another, you know, great product in the Voodoo line. But
well, you know, sometimes,
and it's working today.
Sometimes, Bill, in our world, you know, outside the charter world, you know, people think that when you talk about a bait, sometimes you think you're just promoting a bait, which I know you are, but I know you well enough that you're going to promote a bait that works. And so I tried it. I jumped on the bandwagon and did real well. Just like you're saying, I mean, just immediately started catching trout on it. That was when they were in a little colder weather, when they were stacked up in the pipeline. So it definitely works. I think everyone should try it. You don't have to worry about replacing your plastic so often as well, like you said, because it's so durable.
About every 100 fish.
Yeah.
Not many lures can say that.
Nope. Oh, there he is, right behind that slick. Nice fish. So how I did that, Bill?
I really wasn't watching. I was trying to catch my own fish.
Look at that. Beautiful fish. Is it? You know what? I noticed they're starting to swallow a little more too. That's telling me they're getting a little bit more hungry right now. We've got a little feeding pattern going on. Oh, fish on.
Doggone it, Lawrence, you're starting to make me look bad.
Well, I hadn't given up on these things like you have. You've been doing all that sockeye and bass fishing. I stayed on the trout. Beautiful fish.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Ah.
Nice one right there.
Chris, you see what they look like?
That's a good one right there, Mr. Lawrence.
How many did you catch today?
Oh,
look at that, he got one. Another nice one. Bill, where you at?
I gotta go back to soft plastic. They don't want my rattle trap.
Being out here is always better than being at the office, so. No matter what happens.
This is my office.
Yeah, some people are lucky like that.
Whoa, there he is.
Look at that. Man, you threw it in his mouth.
Almost bit it. Boy, that fish hit hard. I mean, he hit it as soon as it hit the water.
You definitely threw, oh, he's not hooked good.
Oh, he might get off. Here, we're gonna see. Nope. First cast with that rattle trap. He nailed it like a champ.
You threw it in his mouth.
Yep. Almost fell off the boat, too. Things you do to catch a fish.
That platform ladder. Oh, there we go, Bill.
Get him. Get him, boy.
And I'm gonna keep my feet in the boat, though. No, he's not as big as I thought he was. He's foul hooked a little bit. You know you're good when you can catch him from the side angle, too. There we go. Not too many throwbacks. That's always a plus. Oh, there he is, right at the boat. Look at that, head shaker. I'm back to my original bait.
Back to the swim bait.
Back to the swim bait. Definitely a variety today.
Anything that resembles a fin fish, a mullet, finger mullet,
yeah,
shad,
yeah,
pogie.
But I truly think that dip, that spike it dip is the key. I think they definitely see that before they see anything. So.
And smell it.
And smell it. I use the shrimp just to try something a little different. It works just as good.
We'd like to thank the military for everything they do and the sacrifices they make so we can come out here and enjoy a day like we had today. So until next time, keep on casting.
So Boudreaux and Thibodeau, they got a job at the sawmill. So on the first day of the job, Boudreaux hears his buddy screaming, ah, yeah, yeah. He runs over there, he said, Thibodeau, he said, what's wrong? He said, man, he said, I cut my finger off. He said, well, man, how you did that? He said, on that spinning thing right there. Oh, yeah, yeah, man, I lost another one.
Danse avec les filles, oui c'est juste pour moi.